back anyway. 'Cause I have $30,000 in credit card debt. When they call, I tell them I can't pay it back yet. Credit card debt. Tomorrow I may buy myself a dining room set or this Boba Fett. Credit card debt, credit card debt, credit card debt.
What is that sound? It's like two Mandy Patinkin's walking.
I was trying to find a good, appropriate song for this particular broadcast, and I could not help but choose a clip from a Family Guy episode. I thought it was quite hilarious. But anyway, welcome to the Freedom Truth Radio Show. This is your one and only host, Vincent E. Scott, and we are live. It is Sunday, August 4th at 9:35, and we are happy to be here in the studio, and we're going to get right into the broadcast. I have my guest on the phone waiting to give you a whole bunch of knowledge and information. His name is Jack McCaig, and he has a website called libertyaid.org. And this gentleman has been very instrumental in my awakening to the world of finance, and also getting a hold of the debt, mastering the debt game. His knowledge is just completely unprecedented, and he knows what he's talking about. He's not a novice, and his information is definitely something that you need to look into, because he's not an internet guru. He really knows what he's talking about, and he gets results. So I'm very happy to have him on the Freedom Truth Radio Show. Jack McCaig, are you there?
I'm here, Vincent. Thank you so much for having me on.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you being on. So let's get right into this show. Jack, first of all, there's so many things that we could talk about. We could probably do this show in 100 parts. But just to simplify and get into the main subject about debt, it has so many people in this country bombarded and downtrodden because finances have really taken over and gotten people in a really bad place. So what made you tackle this beast, so to speak?
It's the old necessity is the mother of invention situation, like it happens to us all. I think, it's like a loaf of bread, the population out there, and every so often a slice comes off. It's like a musical chair. Someone's always going to lose their seat. In other words, the game is rigged so that we all get into financial trouble often. You know what I mean? Not just once, but it's a rigged game. So when my turn came up, and with my experience in business and knowledge and kind of like what I knew, I just saw that something was off and got, into a bad situation myself, and then just focused until I found results that I could share with other people, the proof that I found solutions, my proof first, and then turn that into a method that other people could use successfully in a simple way to help those people in similar situations. That's kind of the overview of kind of like how I got to here, where I have, like 2 websites and like 6 professionals helping me and,
right.
and good results and so on, like you had, you know?
Absolutely.
So, yeah. I mean, and just prior to this show, you're like, hey, you had great results, that I hadn't heard about. So that's my favorite part, is to hear, one of our clients, like, had huge success. That's why we do this, for everyone's success, and it's, we try and make it so we're not needed in the end. Here's the knowledge, go use it, be successful, have a wonderful family. Right. We're here to troubleshoot, but that's all,
That's good. That's really good. And I think that's what the difference is that I've found with using your services and your information, because there's a ton of so-called gurus on YouTube and, and all over the internet saying what they can do. And they take your money and they give you some cockamamie paperwork or whatever, and it really doesn't work. And you never hear from them again.
Right. I tell you, Vincent, some days, I mean, I had a radio show for like 2 years in a quest to find someone speaking the truth, honestly, about this.
Yeah.
One individual, and I could never find them. And then it dawned on me, oh my God, I'm it. Oh God, I have to do this,
Yeah.
And so no radio show, I just did it. And
Yep.
so now I help people. That's the way it went.
I hear you.
Oh.
Well, tell me about the website and
yeah.
your whole business and what got you into this.
Well, I mean the financial crisis, so to speak. People say 07 or 08. For me, it was like 06. Really, I was on the cutting edge of that.
Mm-hmm.
Just lost my business, lost my home to foreclosure, lost family broken up, just down to nothing, penniless, homeless, not even living in my car, picnic table in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Wow.
And that's it. With iPhone 4, you know what I mean? And that's it. The only, computer hardware. I'm like, I'm going to start it off with this thing in my hand in the library. Like, I am going to make this work. And so that in the beginning, I did it for any donation amount. Mm-hmm. And then I built it into a program, and testimonials and successes and so on. And as I went, that built, and I got way better. And the people that have known my work for a while, they got way better too. Mm-hmm. And, now it's turned more into, I would say, sort of like a graduate program online. Like, here are a few basic tools, and then we have a mentor program. So you can really become like a hyper expert in this if you want, just financial information. Right. That it's just business information people don't give you. The ones who are in charge and have all the money, they're using these rules. They're legal rules, legal methods, legal hacks. They're just not telling you, you see? Mm-hmm. I'm telling you. That's the difference. So it's all legal, nothing like that. I'm an accountant, got an MBA, and also a master's in accounting, 30 years in business, real estate developer, licensed general contractor. I just lost it all, like a lot of people. And then I'm like, wait a minute, y'all are lying. This is a trick.
Yes,
right. It's a trick. It's a trap. It's like on Star Wars. It's a trap. That's exactly what it is, a trap. Yeah. So it's like, okay, it's a rigged game. How can I rig this back on our side with their rules? I'm an accountant. I'm supposed to rig this thing so it works for us,
That's it.
So that's what I went around doing. Okay. Hacks that work for the daily, life of an individual who's just like a regular individual, out there, a family or what have you. Because, nothing else is really useful. We have little time. Everyone's in debt. They're like, I got to work. It's like a slavery out there for everyone.
That's true. So is with all the knowledge that you've put together, and I'm asking this for the audience. You're telling me that there is an actual way out. There's a way to get free from this debt prison that most of Americans are in.
I'm saying it's yes. Mm-hmm. First of all, it's not you. Okay, I mean, we feel like we have this weight on our back, this emotional. Mm-hmm. They have us in this emotional cage. You know what I mean? Fear and angst, and look at the TV like it's you're bad if you're in debt or whatever. Well, I'm trying to feed my children. What? That's not bad.
Right. Right.
That's not bad to try and have a roof over our head and feed the children. Like, and if credit's going to do it some days, that's not bad. You need to eat what, Mm-hmm. So it's like, I notice you all are at the beach every day with your jet skis and these giant houses and just hanging out. Like, you're saying work hard, but I notice you're not doing it, Like, you're saying to do all this stuff, and we're the ones working over here, and you're the ones just, like, having a great time over there. A lot of you. Half the population isn't doing anything at all.
That's true.
Except for, So I'm like, what are you doing? I was like, because I was an accountant, got, those master's degrees, and I worked as an auditor for a while, and I was like, what is really going on? I remember auditing an airport once, and then going underneath of it into the security area, because, I was with an accounting firm to check on the paperwork. It's bigger than the airport down there. And
Wow.
It's like, okay. Behind the curtain is just, you all are ridiculous. And so that's just the way everything is with the system. It's rigged to keep us under control, using money as the tool, keeping us, nose to the grindstone, and not looking up like what's actually going on. So I try and give people basic information that they can use their time and money and energy and everything they have more wisely, waste less energy on just lies and BS, and then just focus more on what is important in their life and their family. Like, get them a little more time and energy and distance from us. See, they're businesses, okay? It's like Monopoly. There's like a top hat. There's like a race car. Mm-hmm. That's like an LLC, a nonprofit, and one of those, it's like a person. It's not you, okay? You can't walk into a bank and be like, oh, can I start a bank account? No, they can be like, give us some ID. Mm-hmm. What's your 9-digit number? What's the name, the address, the stuff, right? What are those? What are those data points? That's not of you. That's of the person, a business. So this is Monopoly. It's not you. Okay, this is a game we're playing here. So we're forced into this game. So how can I use the rules of their stupid Monopoly game that I'm forced into using in a way that I can benefit the most from, and my loved ones, not them, like usual.
Wow.
So that's the focus of my work, really. How can they lose jurisdiction? Because I was just like, in the end, I was like, if you liars who, court's just a hoax, no one wins there. That's just a fact. Every criminal, civil, any of that, foreclosure, that's just a bunch of nonsense down at the courthouse, a game for children who believe in fairy tales. They're just stealing down there with guns, period. Stealing lives, stealing children, stealing adults, stealing money, houses, automobiles, everything. They're just thieves down there. Only. You know what I mean? Like, only thieves. So it's like, okay, that's a real issue. How can we solve that? That's a real financial issue. How can we solve that? Okay, first of all, I'm not the business. So I look at it like, oh, okay, how can I use these different businesses to my advantage? Right. If you say, oh, I'm that person, then you take on this onus, this angst, this emotional stuff. No. There's no emotions in business. What does the sheriff say when he comes to your house? Oh, I'm just following orders. Oh, what? That's like, oh, so you're not human. Oh, okay. Well, I'm just going to do business on you then. How about that? Since it's not human, like you don't care anymore. Okay, business is business, baby. I'm going to take what you got. Then if you want to play Monopoly, I'm better at it than you. Way better. And so is anyone that does my work. I can threaten everything you own over there and the courthouse and everything and tie it up financially with a few pieces of paper that are legal and correct and cause you real problems. So you begin to play the game in an advanced way with all the knowledge that, they have in a way that they kind of leave you alone ultimately, because you're just not breaking any laws or anything. And they kind of don't want to get exposed, actually, in the end, to the level that my work exposes them. So they're like, this is slavery, really. entire human population, pretty much. So if one or two slip the net after a lot of work, whatever. You know what I mean? They got
Right.
the rest of them. So
That's true.
So you got to wriggle your way out of this thing, this net, with correct, reaction.
Yes.
They don't want to stick their hand into a great white mouth. Be that one,
Yeah, that makes total sense.
And so that's some overview. But my favorite part of this work, Vince, my favorite part is hearing about someone's success. So you wrote me a little bit what happened with you, and I really wanted to hear from you about like how your thing went, how because I just was really happy to read what you wrote in that email, but I'd love to hear about it.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, it was really just I'm not going to say I was surprised. I was anticipating it because I've seen other success stories, but just the joy in being able to look and see. I just got an alert on my credit report, and it says something's been removed. And I was like, let me open this up. And it was student loans. And it was the actual student loan. It was the Fed loan company that, is the one that has been trying to bully me for the last 20-some years with my student loans. And the whole thing is gone. It's wiped away. It's off my credit report. And it amazes me that this whole thing has been a game all this time. And the one thing that's the trickery on their parts is that the student loan I had was for, at the time when I was going to school 25 years ago, it was $30,000. Now, first of all, this so-called contract that they say was signed, I never signed it. And the school that I went to is no longer in operation. It closed down. That's number two. Number three, FedLoan was trying to charge me over $100,000. They put about $73,000 worth of interest on top of that loan. Which is just completely inhuman. And thankfully, with your work and your knowledge, I was able to get that cleared up through just one process. I didn't even have to go round two. Yeah. It's amazing.
I'm so happy for you.
Yes. So I just said, when I experienced that, I said I got to have you on the show to talk about this, because I know this is something that other people are going through, not just myself. And people are going through it with their houses, their cars, their student loans, their credit cards, and they're getting bullied by these agencies, and it's just not fair.
Yeah, I'm so happy for you, man. I really am, because in the end, you just okay, this is business. Now we're into business. We don't care about each other, right? You're following orders. I'm going to follow my orders.
Right.
My orders is feed my family. Okay, so I'm on my orders. So then you just start following the law, which they never do. They never. You got to wonder if police have ever read any law. Honestly, You have to wonder, because if you think about, like, they're supposed to be law enforcement, right?
Right.
But what do they tell you? I'm following orders. What do you mean? You're supposed to be following the law.
The law
enforcement.
That's right.
You're not. See, following orders is the opposite of that. Do you see that? You just you told me you're breaking the law.
Right.
You said following orders. That means you're breaking the law.
Breaking the law.
That means you're not enforcing the law. You're a hitman or something. What? I'm armed and I'm following orders. What are you talking about? It makes no sense.
No.
So we need real tools against them. Real tools, not ones that ultimately, their system cannot overcome.
That's right.
Yeah. So the truth is our main tool is the truth. you know.
That's right.
But ultimately, they're not honest. It's the real
Not at all.
problem. Yeah, not at all. Not at all. So that became my real work over the years is, sure, I learned how to follow laws. I learned, you know, how to put the pressure on them and stuff like that through the legal system and so on. You know, but it was uncovering their deeper, you know, goals and what they're doing behind the scenes that they really do not want exposed
Right.
to, you know, everyone. And so I found that, you know, really what they're up to. And that's a part of my work, as you know, threatening to expose that. And you threaten to expose it from an extremely 100% safe position. And that is the real problem for them.
That's right.
Yeah. So in the end, you know, it was finding this whole trust thing, this whole in God we trust, finding it, you know, was because, you know, none of their stories make sense. What do you mean, a mass shooting? Like everything's fake on the TV. All the news, it's all fake. If someone ever, if it ever happened, which it hasn't, right? If it ever happened, let's just use a tiny bit of common sense. You know, you're stealing homes and children out there and adults. They'd go shoot the place where you stole somebody, you know, and try and break them out or something, you know. They don't even do that. It's not human nature. It's totally fake. You see?
That's right.
The whole thing's fake. The whole violent thing is all fake. It's all fake. To keep us in a fear mode and not finding the truth. So it's like, wait a minute. Because I began to study, you know, the rules of business and just went deeper into it. And then I saw this word trust. I'm like, wait a minute. What I realized from reading all these business rules that every Secretary of State, you can't use the word bank or trust unless it's a bank or trust because people become confused.
Wow.
Is it a bank?
Or
you see, they don't know.
Yeah.
You see? If it says bank on a sign on a store, it's got to be a bank. You see? That's at every Secretary of State. And same with the trust. Northern Trust. Like it has to say last word bank, last word trust. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Has to. So when I'm studying trust, I'm like, wait a minute. You go, we trust, right? I'm like, oh, what is a trust? And then I was like, I studied trust. How do you start a trust? By a declaration of trust. I'm like, Declaration of Independence. Oh, my God, you all.
Wow.
You all just this simple little tool. And you're making a more perfect union, are you? In other words, we had a perfect union. You're making a more perfect union. Wait a minute. There's no such thing as a more perfect union. Like, that's a sales job. There's no more perfect union. So what are you really doing? Car salesman, right?
Yes.
You know, we have a new model here. You don't want that old one that's perfect. You know, we had a perfect one. That never breaks. Everything's fine. But we have another model. You know, you might want to try it out. Anyway, so I tracked it down, the In God We Trust, you know, and I looked up. I'm like, wait a minute, Declaration of Independence, their story, right? I was in school, right? Here's their story. Signed in Philadelphia in 1776. That's the story, right? So I'm like, okay, Philadelphia, that's in the state, right? Pennsylvania. Click, click, click. Let me go see if this thing is undone in Bradstreet, right? And go, we trust. There it is. And it says / USA Inc. / in business. When you read in business, like a name and then there's a slash and another name.
Yes.
That / means DBA, doing business as. Meaning, that entity you're looking at right there has two names it's operating under. Two at the same time. And you got We Trust, USA Inc. in Pennsylvania. You see? And in what year was it? It says, it started 2003. 2 times 3, 33. We mean 33, capital G, 33. That's their goddess, you know, Lady Liberty, Satan, right? The devil.
Wow.
So I was like, this whole story that's true, because, you know, you all are playing it like it's true. You see?
Yeah.
They play it to the hilt, lie every day of their lives, never break character. Every single one of them as one. They all operate like it's real. You see, every single one of them. Millions as one, a hive. Okay, so that kind of proves the other side's real. Do you follow me?
Yes, absolutely.
You know, like, look at you all. Like, you're carried on.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe it. So that must mean the flip side is true. So I was like, let me see if, you can sign a contract with the devil. Guess what? Everyone signed. Oh, that sucks. Because what? In God we trust, the dollar, right? All currency is tied to the dollar.
Wow.
Meaning, every other country is a sub-corporation of the In God We Trust under Satan. Every single human here with a birth certificate. You follow me?
Amazing.
Because certificates are certificates of beneficial interest of a trust. We're supposed to be the beneficiaries of the same trust. What does that mean? Well, the Bible says, the joy of signing with Satan is going to hell. That's not cool. So,
Wow.
you want to get out of that. You follow me?
So we use that statement, in God we trust, as such a loose statement, as just something we see on money, not knowing that that is actually a company, in a business.
Yes. Exactly.
That's
exactly.
amazing.
A business trust. Exactly. And so then I made its opposite. You can sell your soul to the devil. Everyone has. So I was like, well, let me just do the flip.
Mm-hmm.
Let me make a trust where you can sign with Jesus Christ. And you know what? Because let me tell you what, after what I've seen of this whole place, I just figured, honestly, I'm just being right down to it, I'd rather be dead than live here, and there isn't a loving God that can save me. Like, I just prefer death than being here with these cockroaches that do this.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if this is real. Is there a loving God? I'm going to sign up. I'm going to start a trust, get an EIN, go into Chase Bank, and start this thing, which I did.
Okay.
Okay? I signed with Jesus Christ. I got an EIN. I'm sitting there in Chase Bank, and I'm sitting there waiting, like from one office to the next, where you're like, okay, you go get your debit card with this one, right? I'm like, okay. I'm sitting there in the lobby late on a Friday, after they accepted the trust and all, and they're about to get the debit card. I'm there Friday, Tucson, Arizona, on a Friday. In walks this, this guy pulls up in a brand new car, places on this bank, this Chase branch is almost closed. I'm the last one in line to talk with one of the, the credit card issuer
Right.
individual there. And in walks this guy on a flip phone, right? And he's talking, and there's really no one else in there, just me kind of waiting. And he starts talking, and he gets closer, and he ends up sitting down next to me. On the way to sitting down next to me, he's talking about a trust and opening a charitable trust and stuff like that. And he closes his phone and sits next to me. And I look at him, right? And, because it's like, this is weird. And I said, oh, hey, I'm here to open up a trust, too. And he looks at me and he goes, oh, yeah, I know that. I know. I was like, what do you mean you know? Like, I never seen this guy, right? What do you mean you know? He's like, oh, no, we know. Listen, we want you to work with us. I was like, what do you mean? What? And they're like, no, we want you to be with a company in Vegas. We want you to, be on our real estate development company. I was like, oh, here's the contract, right? Here's the say is going to, give me an offer, for real. And so I was like, oh, okay. I'll tell you what, I'm not sure, how much I'm going to get paid later on with you all, but what's the first payment we're talking about anyway?
Right.
Like if I took a first payment, what would be that payment if you were to give it to me? I'm curious I was just like, what's the number? Just like, let's get to it. Because I'm not going to sign with them. But I want to see the value of what I'm sitting in the lobby doing. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Can you give me $1 value?
Right.
And he's like, oh, first payment. First payment, we're going to give you part of the first deal, our last deal, cash. We'll deposit. No problem today, right? $485 million.
Whoa.
$485 million. And I was like, a jackpot, right? Looks like I hit, I made a home run. And I was like, no, thank you very much. But thank you for letting me know.
That's amazing. They wanted to suppress the knowledge that you had.
Yes. Yes.
They don't want that getting out.
They
didn't want it getting out public.
Having this story on the radio that you just, my supervisors went away by asking for proof, which they don't have, and holding them accountable to the law and exposing that they're all a bunch of lying Satanists, by the way, too.
They are.
It's
true.
Yeah. Yeah. So we do have a loving God ultimately. It's kind of like, been through the ringer. I was kind of concerned that there might not be one. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And needed to find out. And I'm going to the death, baby. Like, I pulled some things. I really did. I'd occupy a whole bunch of stuff over the years to get to the spot where I had a meeting with Satan's top guy,
Mm.
So, that let me know it's all real. And then I was like, okay, you never had a shot at me. You should have never exposed the entire game like that to me. You should have known me better than that. You see, I'm never, ever going to turn. You messed up my family. You messed up my life and everyone else's too, by the way.
That's true.
So, yeah, no, I'm not. I'm going to the death every day forever. And they run from me now, as they run from this work. Mm-hmm. Because the truth is the truth, and that's the truth. So they're not really in charge. They're bullies. Like, bullies are like, we're tough guy stuff, and, I'm going to look tough, I'm going to have guns, I'm going to have a cool truck, that's
right.
like a bully look. It's like, but you're not really tough,
True.
You don't really have any power. You just have like a car or whatever. That's nothing. You see? Like they're trying to hide that they don't have power. You see? Mm-hmm. Why do they go to such lengths and effect with all their, parades and uniforms? And y'all are a joke, by the way.
Yeah.
No, it's us. We're important. You look at us. Look at how important we are. What? We're super in charge. We have everything. You're still fighting the war so hard. You must have lost, and I missed it. But no, they're always the losers, you see? Wow. They have lost. They've always lost. You just have to get to the truth, and then
really
they're like, oh, crap, we lost one.
Yep, that's it.
Let the great white swivel away there. Try and, get his views down on YouTube and whatnot so nobody hears about this.
Yeah. We got a phone call on the line, Jack. If you want to take a couple, there's a couple people waiting to ask some questions, if you don't mind.
Let's do it, Vincent. Anything.
Okay. Josh, you're on the phone line with Jack McCaig. Ask your question.
Hey, Josh, you're there. You're on. Josh?
Do we have a Josh? No.
Did he hang up?
No,
maybe so.
Yeah, go ahead.
Josh?
I'll mute myself so I can hear you.
Okay, Josh, go ahead and ask your question to Jack.
Do you have any questions, Josh, or are you just like, that's the way you got in on your phone? I used to have callers with my radio shows like, what? I'm on? Am I getting a question? What?
Josh, if you're there, go ahead and ask your question.
I don't know, man.
Maybe he's not there. Did he drop off?
Hey, Josh, you there? This is Ruben, Vince producer.
Yeah.
You have the floor.
This is not Josh, Jack.
Oh,
Jack.
no, Jack.
No,
No, I'm talking with the caller.
Trying to get the caller.
Caller Jack.
If he's
Can you
not,
hear me now? Can you hear me?
yes, we can hear you. Go ahead and ask your question to Jack.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. My question is, my mortgage-free house was foreclosed and auctioned off unlawfully and wrongfully, of course. Now, what recourse do I have?
Oh, what a great question.
Mm-hmm.
This is
How
the
can
nub
Jack
of the
McCaig,
whole thing
the
right here.
program, help me? When I have no debt, all my 10 accounts with Major Credit Bureau are closed with zero balances.
Yes. Are you in the United States?
Yes.
Okay. Do you still occupy the property?
No, because the
You
rate
still
of
have access to the
possession
property.
was endorsed. The rate of possession was endorsed by the magistrate whom I disqualified.
Okay. Is there anyone in the place now?
No. This happened on January the 15th when I was downtown.
Mm.
And so the 6 sheriff deputies, they raided the property. They vandalized my home security system. They changed the locks. They boarded one of them and changed the locks on the third entrance and threw the base station of my home security system out on the street.
Okay. There is a solution that may work, but it will work under certain circumstances. I just need to find out if your circumstances match where it can work. That's why I have a couple of questions for you, okay? So no one's in there, right? No renters or whatever. It's just an unoccupied home at this point. Am I hearing that correctly?
Took possession of the property, and he's selling it. He bought it for pennies on a dollar, but he's selling it for more than twice on the market, and he has a buyer. I informed the title company that I will seek lawful remedies through the courts if they won't satisfy my lien.
No. They're. I mean, I wish this was the first time I heard this story. To be honest with you, it's just. I mean, what do you say with something so evil? It's just. You're looking for a solution. That's why I'm asking you. Thank you for sharing that. That's why I'm asking you again. Do you know if there's anyone physically inside the building? Do you follow me?
No. Like I said, the sheriff returned the possession to the highest bidder, and they took over the property.
Yeah. That's okay. That don't matter in this case. In the case of this remedy that I'm bringing up, it just in this case, your case, it matters if someone is in there or not. That's why I'm asking about that. Do you know that? You might not know.
Not to the best of my knowledge. Okay. Now they sold the property on July the 24th. And now they're having problem with the title company because I have a senior lien on the property.
Right. Okay, so see, this is what I was kind of overviewing, and this is a specific case of the courts are a hoax. The whole thing is just a system of thievery only, and it's just another case of that. And so a solution needs to be found that overcomes the court's power. It's power, you know what I mean? So they can't exercise it and take that home, or any other. You see that's what is a power that can block that? That's what I tested. I was like, okay, obviously I'm not going to have a bigger gun than them, or more guns, or more guys, or more of that whole game that they want us to engage in that isn't even really a human game to engage in, violence and all that. You're like, no, what like doesn't interest me or anyone else, because we have families to raise and people just aren't like that. Anyway, so
Now, see,
what's
if I had debt, I would have filed for bankruptcy. Now, Wells Fargo Bank admitted that my real estate mortgage balance is 100% paid in full and reported to the major credit bureau, and that's how I found out.
I understand. It sucks, man.
Look at the trickery they're using.
Here's the nub of it. You need possession of that property, okay? And you need to take possession of that property in a way that they cannot repossess the property. That's the nub of it. Am I right?
Yes, but how can I? I don't have guns, rifles, and helicopters.
No, exactly. Exactly. What
Unregistered
do we
not
have?
the
What
agency.
technology has been uncovered that can do that? That's what my work has uncovered. That technology, spiritual technology, has overcome it. You see? For every single case, by the way, it stopped SWAT, sheriffs, and state police at the door where they're frozen in place, cannot move physically forward, and must physically retreat. You see, you don't need guns or anything on your side. You need the truth on your side. You need the correct God on your side, and they're forced to stop dead in their tracks and walk away. You see, that's what my work has brought to light, because you sign your soul with another God, okay? And the Bible thing is a mess, okay? I'm not like a Bible thumper, nothing like that, but there is some spiritual truth in there, okay? Mm-hmm. And I've figured out what it is. And my clients have used that technology and beaten it, okay? Because you want to repossess the house and not have them take it. Okay. I'll just do this really short. I have a video on YouTube. You can look at it. It's called Passover, but it goes through it in more detail. Anyway, so there's an Old Testament, New Testament Bible. Old Testament. It says, how do you get passed over on a house? Passover, right? Okay, you slit a goat's throat, eat the goat, and put blood on your door. And guess what? Satan will pass over. Mm-hmm. Gross. Okay, if you tell your soul to say, like, what? No. Okay, well, that's what the Satanists are still doing. Well, Jesus is like, I'll tell you what. I'll come on Passover, right? And what did he say? No more slaughtering a lamb, right? No more slaughtering a lamb. I'm the Lamb of God. No, don't eat food and have a meal you have a meal every day. Like, I didn't come to show you how to eat, duh. Right? He said, I'm God. Like, you need to eat. I forced that on you, okay? I know you know how to eat. Anyway, so, I'm the Lamb of God. I'm the one who you call on, and they can't cross the doorway. You see? You call on me. So really, my technology that I found out is, you surrender your soul under this new trust. I'm with Jesus. And you can bank with it, by the way, at Chase and, with an EIN. Pay zero income taxes, pay zero property taxes when you put it in the trust. And guess what? They lose jurisdiction spiritually over you individually as a trustee or children as a beneficiary, and then a physical property if it's quitclaimed into one of these trusts. And then you put a notice on your door that is Jesus Christ property, and they need written permission to be on it. And if they don't have it, they have to leave. And you're just like, no, sorry, not signed with the We Trust anymore, not signed with Satan. Sorry, I'm with Jesus Christ. You have to leave. And I'm saying, no. Whenever you say, my answer is, guess what? No. Jesus Christ, I'm calling on my big brother. And guess what? You got to go, baby. You got to leave. Leave. Okay? And that has worked in every single case. Okay? Except, see, it says you have to have written permission to be there. So if you allow someone on your property without written permission, like you say, hey, come on in, friend, family, whoever. Without written permission, you break the contract. Satan sees everything just like God. There'll be police there within a half an hour, and they'll walk right in.
Wow.
So if you follow the notice, if you follow what you said, your God said, they can't cross the line. And that is a spiritual reality that I tested, and my clients have tested to find out, guess what? Now you can do foreclosure up in your building called a courthouse all day long. Guess what? We're still here. So what? What are you going to do? Now the work that like Vincent used, the law, the methods of the debt saver stuff, bringing them to court, all these things, asking for proof. Now, guess what? It's all downside in the courthouse and every other place where I follow the law. Because you can't steal the house anymore. Hello. You follow? So now there's no upside. Because what do they just steal every house in the end? Foreclosure just happens. Whether you owe money or not. Just like Josh is saying. So it's like you got to beat them on that one.
Absolutely.
Or else what? Laws don't matter. None of that matters. Courts, they're stealing everything there with Satan. Only evil Satanists would do that. Well, that's who they are. Guess what? So we need to use this technology against them.
Right.
I've tested it. My clients have tested it. You see? Maybe someone will find some other spiritual technology under some other god that does something else. Fabulous. I'm all for it. You have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? This, however, works perfectly. No errors, do you see? And then, what? It has other benefits. I signed with this other guy. Like, children, they're not going to have needles stuck in them. They're not going to get snatched by DSS and CPS. And guess what? If you can't handcuff me, I'm not going to your prison cell. So that's that. Hello.
Wow.
You're not in charge. You're not in charge. My God's in charge of me. He's a loving God. I'll be loving too. Don't worry about me. Okay, go worry about those Satanists who are evil. You got plenty of them to watch over.
Right.
My God watches over me. We're fine over here. And they begin to leave you alone.
The one thing about that, Jack, is I'm finding out is this whole thing really is a spiritual phenomenon because that's the way they operate. They're using they're using spells.
Yeah,
they're
who's
using
speaking
witchcraft.
now? I'm hearing two different voices. Could you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, this is Vincent. I'm the host of the show, Freedom Truth Radio Show. Josh, thanks for calling in.
And who was the first gentleman who was speaking?
Jack is my guest. Jack McCaig. He's my guest.
So Jack was speaking mostly. Okay.
Well,
go ahead.
I'm just making a comment to you that this whole thing is what he's saying. It may sound quite simple and may even sound far-fetched, but we're fighting against spiritual wickedness in high places. So they are producing spells. They're doing things that keep you locked into a system. And what Jack has found is there are loopholes, and he's been able to unlock them. So what I recommend to you is, because there's no way in the world he's going to be able to answer and give you complete answers for your whole situation now, because it sounds like you have a pretty complicated situation. I would recommend going to his website, libertyaid.org, and checking out his information he has there, and even emailing him. And I can guarantee and vouch for the fact that he does answer emails back personally.
Yeah, Jack has my email address, so he sends me almost every day information, and I'll check it out.
Well,
you said you were going to send me a video?
Yeah, I just posted that video up in the chat room. I don't know if you're on Facebook watching it.
Can you send it to my email address?
Sure, I can. Give me your email. Say it one more time.
Humble Center, HUMBLECENTER, Humble Center, just like being humble. At gmail.com.
I'm going to send it right
Jack
now.
has my email address because he sends me every day.
Okay. Well, I'm going to send you that particular video right now because it sounds like, from what he said, that you still have a chance to get a way out.
Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask the neighbor who lives over there to knock on the door to find out if the house is occupied or vacant.
Yeah, definitely
find that out. And that's all you need to know. That's the only thing. And then if it's not, you email me. I'll tell you exactly what to do. You can be back in there if you choose to.
Now, what if it's occupied by the new buyer?
It's more complex. We'd have to, I'm not sure. We'd have to discuss that. I'm not 100% sure. That would be new territory.
That, that he bought this house based on fraudulent wrongful foreclosure of a mortgage-free property. And that he needs to pack up and leave.
Yes, absolutely.
Because I have a
and
senior lien on the property. I owned it for well over 17 years, and I did a lot of maintenance and put in my sweat, blood, and tears to maintain the property.
I mean, you have title insurance. What, you gotten in touch with your insurance people?
Yes, they told me that we will, at the time of the closing, we will satisfy all the liens. That's their policy. But so far, they haven't done anything.
Oh, okay. We have a lot to talk about. You see, so
Yeah.
Look, this is a deep problem, but I do have solutions. Okay,
He does.
And the more information I know about it, the more helpful I can be to you. Okay.
Thanks a lot for calling, Josh.
I can send you more detailed paperwork that I've filed with the courthouse because I've been fighting it for over 6 years now.
Yeah, you got a pretty deep case there, Josh. Listen, we got to take some other callers, and I got to get Jack some time to talk some more on this.
Keep in contact via email.
Yep, I actually just sent that to you, so check it out.
All right, thank you. I'll check it tomorrow morning.
All right.
Thank you, Josh. That was great. That was great. I get a lot of emails and contacts from people like that, so thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
So, Jack, just as you were talking with this gentleman, I'm sure you've encountered many cases where people are kind of locked into either being before, like in the middle of foreclosure or right at the brink of foreclosure, or maybe even have had the sale already. So there's still a chance for them to get some help. Is that true?
There is, and I post proof that I've done this work on YouTube, my work. I have client testimonials there. My passport is up there, okay? I'm a real individual. I've done this. Everything's in the same name, okay? I'm not hiding. I'm not scared. None of this is illegal. No, and if you go out there and look on the internet, whoever's looking for this, any other so-called expert, just see if they post or whatever. Oh,
right.
You're a financial expert. Where's your bank account? Where's your stocks? How you doing? Like, do you do that? No, they don't do that. Why not? Well, how do I know I can trust you? You know?
Right.
I do that. You see?
That's true.
Yeah, so hold everyone to that standard. See, that's how we win. We ask for, the proof of someone's making a claim. And you're like, and that's how you beat your federal loans there. You're like, oh, you say I owe, you say this, you say you have control, you say this, you say that. I'm just going to go, hey, do you have any proof of that? Oh, you don't? Well, guess what? That's illegal to say you can do those things and you can't.
That's true.
You're in trouble over that.
Yeah.
So then you begin to hold them to account from a place where now that you got the spiritual technology on lock, you better scurry away over there a little bit, or I'm going to come for you. I mean, I could go story after story after story, but yes, every day someone comes to me, at the brink, of imminent calamity or past the point of calamity, like Josh and so on. What do I do? Totally taken advantage of in every way, totally illegal. What do I do?
Right.
And on my end, and go look at my work on the website, I guarantee to beat it, okay? I guarantee my methods will work. Or your money back. Who does that? No one. Does a lawyer do that? No.
No, they really don't.
Don't pay me if I don't win. I do. I say that.
Yeah. Well, lawyer's definitely not going to tell you that. You still got to pay him if you don't win.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that I'm so different from everyone else because I'm just like everyone else out there. I was being taken advantage of. They would love to be still taking advantage of me. They don't have any qualms about doing it. Their consciences haven't changed in the interim.
Right.
Just my methods got better, so they leave me alone. And I'm able to help people, and people can save their homes, keep a roof over their, children's heads, and feed their family and stuff without these just, they stole his house.
Yeah, that's
and
great.
he
Right up
didn't owe
under
any
him.
money on it.
Now that's low. That's low.
I have heard that several times.
Right.
So, yeah, And see, here's the thing, people are like, what do you mean you asked for proof? You asked for a contract, right? Where's the contract?
Where's
the bank
contract?
never signs anything. A contract, meeting of the minds, is an element of every contract.
Yes.
There's no meeting of the minds if there's no two signatures. Where are the minds? That's mind. A mind met and wrote a signature. Sorry, that's not a contract. That's a unilateral agreement. Hey, I'm letting you know something. I gave you a note. Hey, and guess what? I can change it by myself, whatever, like a credit card company says, we're changing the agreement. Okay, well, I changed the agreement. I don't owe you anything. That's part of my work. So it's just exposing every lie, standing in truth, and then go, well, there is a loving God. Fantastic. I didn't really like the book that much, but I like the guy if he loves me, and he does. So that's fantastic news, because that was, because people come to me with foreclosure, they don't have any options. Right. They're out. And I say, I guarantee it. Think of the weight. Think of the spiritual weight I put on my back from saying that to people.
Yeah, you're taking on a big load.
Does a lawyer say that? No.
You're taking a gamble with the lawyer.
One.
Definitely taking a gamble with the lawyer. I was going to say, you're taking a gamble with the lawyer, and as a matter of fact, there's no guarantee. He's the statement's funny, but he's practicing law, which means he doesn't even know what he's doing. He's practicing. Let me take a gamble, see if I get this right. If I don't, oh well, you still owe me.
Thanks for the money.
Yeah, right.
While I practice.
I'm practicing. I'm not sure if I'm going to get it just right. I'm just practicing.
Yeah, I'll be over here on the golf range. I'm never actually going to go on the golf course.
Right.
So thanks for the money.
Just, we got about 10 more minutes. And I want you to really maybe take a couple minutes and elaborate a little bit more on that whole contract issue, because I think people don't really know when they're signing something. They don't realize that they're the only person signing it. That means there's no contract.
Yeah, there's no two parties. There's no contract. This whole thing is smoke and mirrors, the whole thing.
Yeah.
You see, I mean, let's turn it into another regular, situation anyone can relate to. Not everyone's done this, but it's a simple situation. Mm-hmm. Let's say you had a piece of land and you were going to have, a contractor build you a house, right? You would, here's how we want the house, and the contractor signs and you sign. Here's how much it's going to cost and all that. And what? The contractor maybe does some work and sends you a bill, and then what do? You go to the contract and you go, oh, are they owed that amount? Oh, they're owed that amount. Okay, fine. Here's your money, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Right. If they send a bill, that doesn't mean they're getting paid that. If they were supposed to be paid $10,000, they send a bill for $2 million. They're not going to be paid the $2 million because the contract doesn't say $2 million.
Absolutely.
It says $10,000. So that's just business. Do you see?
Yes.
So, it's like, okay, you say I owe you money. That's cool. Now, I don't know you. You're a bank or something. Now, according to the law, you need to have a contract to be able to send me that bill where I owe you money. And that contract needs your signature on it, and it needs my signature on it. So just go ahead and send that contract. I'm going to see what it says, and I'll see if I owe you money. And if you don't have that, I don't owe you money.
Absolutely.
You see?
That's right.
I'm asking for it. I'm a bookkeeper. Mm-hmm. I'm just asking, do you have it? You see? And they never have it because, they never sign.
They never sign.
So that's it. It's smoke and mirrors. See, they just, when you go to get a loan from a bank, do you get money? No, you get like a car or a house or something, but you don't get any money. Well, where does this money come from? Because money is only created in two ways, really. It's quantitative easing. They just print money to themselves, the In God We Trust. They buy all the stock on the stock market and empty real estate. That's what they're doing. To themselves, the trustees. That's what they're doing. That's why let's drive up the price of Apple by owning it ourselves. And then the other way, right? Quantitative easy. Here, we'll ease the quantity you own. You know, that's what they're doing. Anyway, so, and then the other way is through a loan, right? This quote loan thing. You get a house, and let's say it costs $100,000. Where'd that $100,000 go? It got created that day as an asset, a cash asset, at the bank. They got $100,000.
Yeah, because they didn't hand you $100,000 to go give to somebody else to purchase the house.
No, they got $100,000 to vacation with, what have you, right? Because they're Illuminati. They got parties to go to and whatnot, and you got what? This like rock around your neck, go sinking you to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, 30
Thank
years.
You. and so they didn't do it. They didn't do any work to create that money. That money didn't exist before you walked into the bank.
Wow.
And what happened? You see, it got created on the spot, which devalued all the rest of the money that exists because you just increased the money supply. That's inflation. If you go look at the debt clock right now, like the debt clock with all those numbers, what's the money supply? It's been added to 434% since the year 2000.
Yes.
So it's 19 years divided by, divide 434% by 19, that's like 23%.
Yeah.
Inflation per year.
Per year.
Because inflation means the amount more of currency, because the currency went up, so there's more money, so things cost more. You see what I'm saying? If there were less money, it'd cost less. So they created more dollars. They didn't create any more value. They devalued what you had. If you had money already, they made it worth less.
That's it.
Because they increased the supply of it. They made it less scarce. You see? Now there's more of it. And they have it, not you. Them.
They have it.
And see, they're buying all the stocks, all the companies. They own every big company. If you have a job, you work for them, the bankers. Only we're their slaves. Come get a loan from us and then work for us. What? That makes us your slaves.
Yep.
You just gave yourself that money at your bank. I got a house and then I got to pay you. Why?
Unbelievable.
Why?
Yeah.
See, now, this is slavery.
It is slavery.
It is only slavery. Every single human is enslaved unless you're one of them.
Wow.
So it's like, how do you beat that? You can't not be a slave. That's the thing people have to get over. You can be a slave to Satan, as they are, or you can be slave to a loving God. Guess what? You can't be free. Sucks. Maybe, whatever. But it doesn't suck as much as being a Satanist, which is your only other option. So, and it's your only option you had up to this point.
Right.
And that's why everything was so horrible.
Wow. Now, just the last few minutes, Jack, I want you to go ahead and talk to the people about your products and your website and how they can get a hold of you.
Oh, yeah. Well, my name, Jack McCaig, JACKMCC, and then AIG.com or libertyaid.aig.org. And either one, contact at jackmccaig.com, contact at libertyaid.org. And, we get back to you. That's how you reach us. The products on the website, main things there, kind of think of them as like basic building blocks, kind of like textbooks that you need. You take those, you get those, like you open the trust first, and then if you have debt, you get the debt stuff. But you really get in the mentor program and then begin to learn how to use a trust, begin to learn about the money and so on, and you become an expert, really, after you go through that. And then if you need me, you kind of, like the mentor program is a lot of case studies and stuff. What do I do with the information Jack has given me? How do I apply it in this situation? So then I do videos. Okay, this is what you do in this situation. And I try and pick situations that relate to a lot of people so everyone knows, okay, that I see. These are my options in that situation. It's not like my public videos. It's like,
Right.
you know, right to the point. Websites. This is what you do. This is what you don't do. This is why. This is what works. This is what doesn't work. Just for everything. It's more like a graduate study program over there. So think of it like that, and then we're here to troubleshoot any individual situation that you may have. Email's free for us. If you need me by phone, it's kind of pricey, but sometimes, not sometimes, some time comes with each package to, so we can talk it down initially. Like,
Right.
how do I use your thing? Like, that I orient people with, that's cool, The mentor program is really, that's where you need, it's inexpensive because you need the knowledge. I'm here not to, I want to keep the 6 professionals here, including myself, working, so we can provide this.
Right.
But I'm not looking to make a lot of money. I want you to have this knowledge. I want you to be successful. Everyone, not feel this weight on you from any debt. Get out of it. I'll tell you a little hack, how to get out of student loans. Watch my videos. Like, you'll find a lot of free information out there.
That's right.
And then you'll begin to see, whoa, I can turn it around. Maybe I do want to become an expert in this, So that's kind of how I'm out there for people.
Well, I can definitely vouch that your information is true and it's tested and tried. And anyone that would go over to the website and purchase any of the products, if you put the time in to read the information and look into what Jack is saying, it works. So if you have credit card debt, if you got student loans, if you have a foreclosure situation, there is hope. So please go over to the website, jackmccaig.com or libertyaid.org, and check out his products. I think, Jack, I don't know if you still have that your book on the website too. That's a good starting point.
I do. I have it as a free book out there on Amazon. You can read it. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a lot of testimonials and kind of like important distilled videos there for And then if that doesn't fill you in enough, just email us.
Right.
The mission that I saw on your website.
Where's the voice coming
to
from?
empower and to inspire.
Hey, Rube, we got some interference.
Stories of girls and young women who are overcoming adversity while striving to complete their education.
Okay, I don't know where that's coming from.
Where did the name Yes You Can come from?
So the name Yes You Can came from me
Hey,
being
Ruben.
able to accomplish anything I was able to accomplish. So I was able to.
Vincent,
There's another broadcast
every
came
time
through.
I've done any radio show or anything,
It happens,
there's technical difficulties because there's so much truth in what I say.
I know.
This is every single time, dude.
It happens every time.
I appreciate your patience with everything, your viewers'
Sure.
patience, having me on here. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much, because I know I don't make it easy on people with my camera. I show up and it's like, wait, everything quit working.
It's
that happens
okay.
every time. So
I'm just
thank
glad
you
you
very
came.
much.
Thank you. I really appreciate you coming on, Jack. And like I said, I'm going to pass the information along, and hopefully you get some people that call, because I know there's people out there that have a ton of questions, and they're like, wait a minute, does this stuff really work? Yes, it does. I can tell you it does. First-hand experience.
Thank you, Vincent.
Yes. Here to spread the word.
Thanks for you. For you to take the time to do testimonial, have me on the show and everything. That's the thing that really helps people, because it's like, wait, they feel such a weight. I got this giant problem. Can it really be fixed? So thank you for speaking out and coming on
Absolutely.
like this. It helps so many people.
Yeah. Definitely. Well, thank you again for coming on the show, Jack, and hopefully we can have you back another time, because I'm sure there's other things that we can cover, especially since the debt game isn't getting any easier on people.
True that.
Yeah. Well, once again, like I said, thanks for being on the show, and you have a really good evening. And
okay, thank you. Hit me with the link at the end, and
will.
thank you to everyone who's listening and everything like that. I appreciate it.
Definitely. Good night, Jack.
Okay, Vincent. Have a great night, man.
You
Thank
too.
you to everyone that helped out. Okay.
Absolutely.
Have a great night.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, there you have it. Jack McCaig, everybody. Go check out his website. He's got a ton of knowledge and information on there. Check out his YouTube page. Even you go to YouTube and just type in Jack McCaig, JACKMCCAIG. Type that into YouTube, and he's got a ton of videos on there for just about any situation. And on YouTube is most of his free material, so he kind of generalizes it there. But if you go to his website and you can get some of his products, he has situation-specific information that can help you get better or get out of whatever situation you're in and improve upon it, and just get yourself free from this whole debt prison that everyone is in. This whole money game is real, guys. So do your research. What you think you're looking at as far as the so-called dollar bill is not real money. It's legal tender. It's a note that we're using in exchange for doing commerce. But there's a story behind that, and you need to really educate yourself. And sadly enough, this information is the stuff that they should be teaching in our education system, but they're not. They rather tell you the lie about Christopher Columbus sailing the ocean blue to come discover America, which he never did. So, this type of information here about the money game and about getting out of debt, this is what you're going to need to sustain your life, especially if you live in this country. So, with all that in mind, thank you for listening. For those of you who are trying to listen via Facebook and check out the live broadcast, I really apologize that for some reason it was not uploading to the Freedom Truth Radio page, and when I tried to share it, some people messaged me and said they still couldn't see it, so I really apologize for that. Once the broadcast is over, all those that did message me, I will send you a link to the broadcast and a copy of what has just been recorded, so you won't miss it. I apologize, you missed the chance to call in live, but you'll still be able to hear the information that Jack is talking about, and you can always go to his website and get the rest of it. So thank you again for listening to Freedom Truth Radio Show. We'll be back next week with another show. Not really sure who my guest is going to be, kind of between a couple of guests, but stay tuned. We are coming at you with more shows, trying to bring you more information to free you and get you aware of what's going on in this world. Thanks a lot for listening. Good night.